And now, welcome to the Heels and Quads Wrestling Podcast.
The show must go on, but things must go wrong.
Is what weirds me out a little bit.
I think that's doing it to me too.
I can't tell if it's sexual.
You are nothing to me. You are nothing to me.
Hulk,
And he tells Hulk, "Do
I
something."
used you, Brooke.
Yeah.
I screwed
you. Yeah. You know, if he says something wrong to me, I'm gonna go, "Look, dude, I'm in a big league him."
Look, dude. Do you know who I am, and do you know how much money I've made doing it?
Yeah. And everybody's just having a good old fucking time here. They're having a great time at That's the Beach.
Because it was free.
Yeah.
Like 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't know. Maybe
He
another
does it
one,
like
Terry.
3
He
or
does
4
it.
more
Yeah,
times.
right. Well, I mean, it's the atomic electron.
Wrestling is so fucking stupid, dude. God, I love it. Yeah, now. What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Heels and Quads Wrestling Podcast. We've returned after a 2-week hiatus, or a 1-week hiatus, however that works, to deliver you, yet again, one of the best podcasts you could ever listen to.
Or watch.
Or watch.
If you're watching.
Because we're
this,
on YouTube. You can watch our facial expressions. As I stare at myself. I always look at myself when I get close. I don't look at the camera, I look at myself. Yeah, see, you got it right. So yeah, busy week last week. Actually, I had a busy weekend this weekend because it was one of the big tourneys. So had to deal with that. Nice weather though. It's been very great outside here in Arkansas.
Dude.
Surprising.
We've got the air off. The windows are open.
It's great.
Let the stank out of the summer stank out of the house.
I can't see everybody here, but people over there, let me hear you. People over there, let me hear you. Wild animals, make some noise. All the way in the back, let's hear you. All the way over there, let's see those hands. Oh, excuse me, I forgot. Hold on. People in the middle, let me hear you.
The 2 contract. All right, we'll talk about In Your House. In Your House 10 Mind Games took place on September 22nd. That's tomorrow, 1996. So we are almost
24 years.
24 years from this. In Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, at the Core State Center, attendance was 15,000. I feel like that's a little too even.
Core State Center.
Oh, the new. Yeah,
This was the first event held here. It seemed like WWF at this time had a lot of those.
Yeah.
Because they were the first event at the United Center in Chicago.
Yep. That was during...
what was that?
That wasn't WrestleMania 13, was it? No, that wouldn't have... Was that at the United... I don't...
No, that was at Rosemont Horizon.
Rosemont, that's right, yeah. That's still around, too.
Oh, SummerSlam.
96?
94, 95, somewhere in there. Mid-90s.
94 might have been it. Something like that. So...
I think, yeah, it was 94. Yep.
On the free-for-all... Oh, I have to read this real quick, too. In Your House 10 Mind Games featured professional wrestling matches involving different wrestlers from pre-existing scripting feuds, plots, and storylines that were played out on Monday Night Raw and other World Wrestling Federation television programming. Wrestlers portrayed a heel, wrestling term for those that portray the bad guys, or a face, those that portray the good guys. As they followed a series of events that build tension and culminated into a wrestling match or series of matches. Hey, just a disclaimer, man. I got to throw it out there, you know.
I love when you read that. It's one of my favorite things.
I know. I love when I see it because not all of them say it. So it's
Yeah.
exciting when I see it. On the free-for-all, there was a Savio Vega defeating Marty Jannetty match with Leif Cassidy. That's Bob Holly, isn't it? Leif Cassidy?
No, that's Al Snow.
Oh, that's right. It's Al Snow. Yeah. Yeah, because Bob Holly was what was Bob Holly, Battery or something? What was
He
his
was
name?
Spark Plug.
Spark Plug. Yeah,
Sparky Plug.
That's right. The fucking Battery. I forgot what his name was.
He was Metallica's Battery.
Battery. Bam, 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 bam. And then the show opened with Savio Vega defeating Justin Bradshaw with Uncle Zebediah in his corner in a Caribbean strap match with Harvey Whippleman as a special guest referee. That's a mouthful. 7 minutes
So
and
are
9
you.
seconds. Yep. I was supposed to say that.
Yep.
7 minutes and 9 seconds. And I think it's Vince makes it well known that Savio Vega has never lost one of these Caribbean strap matches. And this
So
one
that kind
wasn't
of gave
too
it
bad.
away.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you think about Savio pulling double duty since he was in the free-for-all too?
I mean, back to back, dude. It was back-to-back matches, apparently.
The whole time I was watching this match, I was thinking, out of the two of these wrestlers at the time in 96, I would not have ever seen Bradshaw as a future champion.
No,
Savio,
you would think Savio.
maybe.
Yeah,
Out of the two, I'm saying, not,
out of the two.
But
Because Savio was he was kind of always on In Your House. Like, he was on around this time from, 96, 97?
98.
Even, I guess, a little 98. Yeah, he
Yeah.
was on all of the, the B shows, I guess. Even the WrestleManias he was around.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, you always saw him, and then he ends up joining the Nation after this. So
Yeah, he was fairly well known in the World Wrestling Federation.
yeah. So
I didn't see. Go
Oh,
ahead.
Go ahead.
No, it's not as important.
Mine's
Go ahead.
not important either.
I was just gonna say I kind of saw the finish coming whenever Bradshaw was going for that last turnbuckle, and then he pulls him and he
Yeah.
gets it. Like, I kind of that was a good finish.
Kind of the same vein that I was going for. It was I had a hard time explaining to Tommy how the match worked because he watched it with me.
Yeah.
He's like, so they're tied together or strapped together, and what's the point of this match? And I said, okay, well, it's not like your normal wrestling match where you pinfall or submission or disqualification, count out, whatever. I said they're tied together, and then they have to hit the top of each of the 4 turnbuckles. And he goes,
Yeah.
that'd be hard. And I said, yes, if wrestling wasn't a work, it would be hard.
I like how little Tommy is. He's even like a little smart mark too,
Mhm.
Like, he's like, why is that,
He's like, why is this a thing? He's like, what makes it a Caribbean strap match? I'm like, that's a good question.
Now that one I cannot answer for
I said,
you.
I'm assuming it's just because Savio Vega's in the match.
Yeah, I guess that's what it is. Oh.
Or maybe they started strap matches in like Puerto Rico or something. Maybe that's why.
I guess. I mean,
Oh.
but
But,
it's also
But
like
Savio Vega
it
never
wouldn't-
lost one.
The Rock and Triple H wasn't a Caribbean strap match. Yeah. The Rock and Triple H was not a Caribbean strap match. Had to know if the dogs ate.
Oh, I thought she was
Yeah.
giving you a show.
No, not this time.
No.
It might be coming soon.
Yeah.
So anyways, yeah, it wasn't too bad. Lots of just punches and stuff, but I like that.
Yeah.
Old school, like headlocks.
Yeah.
It was
It
an
was
old
a
school
fun
match.
it was a fun match. Did you notice at the start of the show though, did it seem like there was 2 separate promos?
What do you mean? For the
Like-
show?
Yeah, because like the show opens with a video package, and it's like that normal like WWF narrator voice. At the time.
Oh, mind games.
Yeah, and then then there's a second part to it right after, and it's Todd Pettengill talking.
I guess that happened.
It was
It
weird.
was 2 weeks ago I watched it.
Yeah, it was just
I don't
weird. Well, I
remember.
just watched it yesterday because I take my time.
Because you take your time. So, anyways, we'll move on. Jose Lothario defeated Jim Cornette in 56 seconds. Jim Cornette is just after the news we got recently, like, I just looked at him like, God, this guy is gross. He is disgusting. Like, it just grossed me out so bad seeing him. And he just sounds like he smokes too many cigarettes.
He's the king of cheap heat here too. That was my favorite.
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
How
Yeah.
the city's a dump and blah blah
Yep.
blah, and Jose Lothario's 150 years old, which I popped for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I texted you, because Sexy Boy hits, and Jose comes out, and Cornette's like, that face he made.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh,
I was
so
gonna mention that.
Dude, he
He's
sold the shit out of that.
like how did he? Why did he get so like he knew he was coming? You know. That was
But I guess he heard the
ridiculous.
music and maybe he thought Sean was coming out or something.
Yeah, I guess
But
that's the
Jose
story.
comes walking out, and Tommy goes, "Daddy, Shawn Michaels got old."
Oh, that's what you were talking. Okay, I thought you were talking about just because now he looks so different.
No, he was talking
Shawn,
about
okay.
then because he wasn't thinking it was a 24-year-old pay-per-view. He was just
Yeah,
watching
yeah.
wrestling.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, Shawn Michaels got old. I'm like, no, that's not Shawn, dude.
Yeah, his eyes are straight. It's a different guy. Who was it who cut the promo and was like
Triple
doing the
H.
Shawn thing? Yeah, that's right.
During his Hall of
God.
Fame induction.
Yeah, that's so good.
Oh my god,
Anyways, this was just kind of there, but yeah,
it was
it was
fun.
what it was. It was fun. Cornette's face is the best part of it, I
Yeah.
guess. Owen Hart and the British Bulldog defeated the Smoking Guns to win the tag team titles in 10 minutes and 59 seconds. This was a good match.
Mhm.
This was definitely a highlight of the show. Of course, look who's in it, though.
Yeah,
And then
Owen,
Sonny, of
you got
course.
Billy.
Yeah, you got Owen, you got Billy, you got Bart Gunn. You got to give him credit, man. He got knocked the fuck out a couple years later. So, Bulldog. And at the end, Sonny says they're fired. She's done with them because they lost. She was never going to invest. She's done investing her time in them. I think that's what she said.
She's given them her time, her money, and everything. She's given them everything.
Yeah.
And Vince goes, "Oh."
I got jealous when she said that too.
Yeah.
It's
was
amazing her transformation over time.
Was this before or after the promo with Pillman, Austin, and Owen?
I think the promo was after Bradshaw and Vega.
Okay. Well, I just
No.
wanted.
No. It was right before this match. Yeah.
Okay.
Because then it was like, yeah,
I wanted to talk about it because it was so weird. Because I
it
guess
was strange.
I didn't remember the timeline here, like where we were at, because
Yeah.
I didn't watch like the Raws before. Because sometimes I'll do that just to get caught up in the story. But just seeing Pillman, who's obviously a heel because he's calling Philadelphia sewage.
Oh yeah,
Town and
Cheap Heat.
all that. Yeah, it's great. And then Owen comes out, and I'm like, okay, so they're doing like a precursor to the Hart Foundation, even though Brett's still a good guy. He's just not there yet. He comes
Yeah.
back at Survivor Series and faces Austin in 96. But it
Yeah,
was weird because then Austin comes out too, obviously not the glass
it's the
breaking.
Ringmaster song.
Yeah, it's still the
Yeah.
Ringmaster song. It was very weird. And I'm like, ooh, some nice strings for Stone Cold. And it's you can tell he's still trying to figure the character out at this point. 'Cause
Yeah,
he
and
just
it-
keeps saying those lines, like because Stone
the
Cold
bottom
said so.
line and
Austin
yeah.
316, like when he's walking down, he says Austin 316 says somebody's gonna get their ass whipped. And I'm like, that's not
Yeah.
what it says.
And then this is that promo. I never knew this was the one where he says, if you put S in front of Hitman, that's what I think of Bret Hart. Because they show that clip a lot.
Yeah,
And
that's
I didn't
great.
know that was from this. Yeah, Andy's kind of like aligned with them in this segment,
Yeah.
which is weird because it was definitely in the transitional period from him turning into the lone wolf badass that
Yeah.
sides with nobody.
right. And that I took a screenshot of all three of them in the ring on my phone. Like I was watching on the TV and I had to pull it up on my phone so I could take a screenshot. And I put it
Yeah.
on Twitter and I said, name this stable. Because I wanted, like,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I couldn't imagine that back then. If they actually would have stuck with that and they became a team, those three, like,
Yeah.
fuck me, man. It's awesome.
Stone Cold might not have happened, though, if they
Mhm.
did that.
That's true.
Things would have been different. Also, it would just be, to this day, if that was a great stable that got inducted, Stone Cold would be the one guy, because
Yeah.
both of them are gone now. So it's kind of crazy thinking about that. 'Cause, God, it's just ridiculous. It sucks, man, because if Pillman and Owen Hart would have went on, like, have to be world champions at some point, man, especially Owen. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Pillman
I think
could always be like
Owen
the
was,
top IC guy, but
Owen was on his way there. I have no doubt about it.
so good, man. Because he was a good wrestler and he was fucking great on the mic. He was a great heel.
he was fun to watch. You didn't
and fun to watch. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you could hate his guts because that was his job, but because you hated
Yeah.
him so much, that means he was doing his job and doing it
Yeah,
well.
exactly. Yeah.
So yeah, and then after that, you get the tag match, and when the Smoking Guns and Sonny come out, and the big poster drops down, and it
Yeah.
says to Owen and Bulldog, always
Yeah.
love Sonny, and they've got
Yeah.
like the glasses and the goatee on her. That was pretty funny.
That was good stuff.
And Mr. Perfect's like, oh, it had to have been Owen.
Yeah.
The ribs.
Then we get Mark Henry defeated Jerry Lawler by submission, 5 minutes and 13 seconds. Lawler was just running his mouth, like usual about being.
There was
being
a lot
the
of
Lawler
cheap
that he
heat in
was.
this show.
Yeah. And then I kind of felt bad for Mark Henry right here because he's just like that big, lovable guy that's just getting shit talked to him. I'm like, oh man, you got to destroy Lawler. Like I was kind of into it. I was like, and of course, he was gonna win. Like Lawler's.
Yeah.
I forget how much Lawler was he was around in the ring a lot in the 96 area.
Yeah, about
And
93 to 96, 97-ish. Because I think he's
That's
even in
when-
the Rumble in 97, I think.
he's good, man. He talk about an old school wrestler. Shout out to Robert Lemons. That's his favorite wrestler.
The craziest thing is this was Mark Henry's first televised match, and you could tell.
Oh yeah, big time.
Like they were just,
Yeah.
I mean, because Lawler even set it up. We're going to start the match, and let's see if you can get out of a headlock.
Yeah. And then what did Mark Henry? He beat him with.
Like Vince called it a backbreaker, but it was
Was it the torture rack?
It was basically like a bear hug, but he had him like
That's right.
backward 69 with his
Yeah,
ass in
yeah.
his face, and he just was like
Yeah.
squeezing him. So yeah, it was weird for Vince to call that a backbreaker, but that's what
It's
he
a
called it.
backbreaker. He was probably
It's
just
a
trying to.
backbreaker. He
not
couldn't
make
think
it
of what else
weird.
to call it.
Yeah.
He's eating his ass.
He's eating his asshole. Jesus.
There was also a point, when they're backstage and they're showing like the old school like hotline thing or whatever, where you could call and talk to a rando wrestler, and it was split screened. And it was Mark Mero and Sable on one side, and then it was Sonny and I forget who it was on the other side. And I was like, wow, talk about the difference in Sable and Sonny. Like Sable's all like dolled up and looks like she's going to prom or a pageant or something. Then Sonny's like denim little vest jacket thing and like leather pants, and it's like, ugh.
This was back when Sean was the Iron Man with Sonny.
It's Sunny Days.
When did he tap that? When do you think that was? When did he hit that?
I'm gonna say it's probably around this time.
That's okay. That's kind of what I was thinking. Like this seems like it would be the time. They were around each other an awful lot
when he was the champ.
So. Oh yeah, that was probably what it was. Yeah. We got The Undertaker defeated Goldust in a final curtain match. I didn't realize it was called that. 10 minutes and 23 seconds. Marlena was looking fabulous on the outside of the ring. This was
Like
this was probably one of the exactly. I was gonna say it, but this was probably one of the highlights of the show as well. As far
This
as
was a really
the
good
matches
match.
go. Yeah, this was a good one to watch. Goldust was 96 Goldust, man. I'm into that. I'm into the 96 Goldust and 97. I like the original Goldust, and then 98 was when he was the artist formerly known as Goldust.
Yeah, and he started wearing the gag ball and the
with
corsets
Luna.
and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, that was weird. That was
Good thing Luna was cool.
Yeah. It wouldn't have fit with Marlena.
No.
Oh god. Oh god. What? Okay, there was a casket involved in this. Didn't someone come out of the casket or something?
That's the main.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert. But yeah, this was a fun one to watch. I mean, not a ton to say about it, but they meshed well together. Two weird characters. That's what I think I liked about it as well. Is like Taker and Goldust was always a good match. And I didn't realize throughout the year they had kind of had a feud. Like the whole year.
Like Undertaker
it was kinda split
basically
up.
like went back and forth between Goldust and Mankind.
And because the Boiler Room Brawl was the month before this.
SummerSlam, yeah.
Yeah, which is a classic, of course. But yeah, it was Taker and Mankind and Taker and Goldust. I guess they just needed somebody to work with. It was literally like every other month was the feuds. And then we get the main event, which was kind of going on a little long. Shawn Michaels defeated Mankind. Shawn Michaels had Jose Lothario, and Mankind had Paul Bearer. It was by DQ, though. I don't remember why it was a DQ.
Because there was tomfoolery.
Because it was a no DQ match, I thought.
No.
Well, I guess they never really used a chair on each other or anything, any weapons. It was just tables and shit.
Yeah, and a lot of outside stuff.
Yeah, that's right.
But you could
because
tell
he kept rolling in and out of the ring.
Yeah, and Hebner was counting, so.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess like I said, it's been 2 weeks since I watched it. This was obviously the highlight of the show.
Oh,
26 and a half minutes. I was kind of getting confused watching it because like there was so much time left on the network, but then I realized they did the review of it at the end of it. So, but yeah, this is for sure a classic.
Well, Mick even said in his book that this was his favorite match that he'd ever done.
They worked their asses off in this, dude. And they were hitting hard too, man. I mean, Mick took some pretty nasty bumps in it.
I'm pretty sure this was on my top 10 Shawn matches when we did that.
I think so, yeah.
And then I did it on the
the
classics. I did the watch along.
Yeah.
Last year. That was fun. It was weird, but it was fun. Dude, Shawn could work his ass off here. I mean, it was crazy how good he was. And they kept saying how he was the most resilient champion in WWF history. And, they were kind of like, even though he was, taking all the heat and Mankind was just getting over as fuck, like, you knew Shawn was coming back because they just kept burying that in your head. Like, he's the most resilient champion. He's the most resilient. Can his body hold up? And those spots where Mick would, like, he hit his knee on the stairs and then he did, like, the face plant.
That knee bump was pretty rough.
The knee one was rough, but the head, you saw he got his hands up, so.
Yeah. And then the face plant, This is a solid one. It's for sure a classic. It's been a while since I had watched it. When I rewatched it, I was like, oh yeah, this is definitely like these guys went the extra mile on this. I mean, there was definitely some shots in it that I was like, ooh, that's rough. Like there was some hard hitting going on, and they definitely did sell that Shawn Michaels was the most resilient.
And you notice that when they go to the outside, I think the first time, Mr. Perfect says, somebody needs to get that table out of the way. And that's like, you just gave it away. Somebody's going through that fucking thing.
They're doing a table spot.
Shawn jumps off and all that. So it's, oh man, wrestling was just so much better at this time.
It was good, man. Because it was just more entertaining, and the wrestling was always pretty. You knew what matches were gonna be good. Now it's like sometimes you see Seth Rollins and so and you're like, oh, it's gonna be great, and then it's like, oh, it wasn't as great as I thought it would be.
Underwhelming.
Yeah. And then after this, it says there was 3 dark matches. There was Jake Roberts defeated Triple H, Farouk defeated Mark Marrow, and Psycho Sid defeated Vader. Which Shawn loses the belt to Sid at Survivor Series, I believe.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that's right. And then Sid goes on to have it till. I thought he had it till Mania against Taker.
He drops it to Shawn at Rumble in San Antonio, and then Shawn leaves again before 13.
Oh,
and
that's
Sid
right.
wins it against Brett on, I think it was when they did a Thursday Raw or something because of the dog show. I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly.
The Puppy Bowl or whatever? Oh, the Westminster.
Yeah.
Westminster Dog Show, yeah.
So that, Raw got,
back then.
even though it was taped before, they couldn't air it on Monday, so they aired it. It was like Thursday Raw or something. It was a big deal. And that's when Sid won it.
I like how the dark matches even go. Like Jake Roberts and Triple H is like the opening match. Farouk and Mark Marrow is like the mid card, and then you got Psycho Sid and Vader, which is the main, like the main dark. So they definitely, the fans that came got their money's worth because there was 10 matches. So because I figured a show that was only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 matches, there's got to be some dark match action.
In Your
going
House
on.
always had dark matches. Like even
Yeah.
there was a few of them that didn't have title matches, so they do it dark. Like I think there was a Shawn and Goldust one that was a dark, and
I
that
wanna
was
see
around the
those.
time that they were running the house shows. They were doing ladder matches for the title. It was Shawn and Goldust.
That would be a good network release, is like In Your House Dark, like
Oh,
show all those matches,
man, I'd love
because
to
you know
see
there's
those.
a bunch of good ones.
Yeah. And you know they're
And
all
like house
taped.
shows too. Yeah, of
Because
course,
I mean,
they
later
can't
on
run
they
a
came out
pay-per-view.
on different things.
like unreleased and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see some WCW house shows. I've never. I know
You
there's
can
some
find
on YouTube,
them, dude.
but
There's some. I watched, what was it? I think it was like from Los Angeles, like 98, 99, something like that. And it was Hogan and Sting in a cage was the main event
at
at
the
a
house show.
Yeah,
Wow,
because it was
that's,
long.
Oh, that's LA.
Yeah, it was Los Angeles. That's a big town, so
That's pretty
Hogs
sweet.
is going to be there.
I remember seeing the TNA Impact house show set up, and it was just such a. It was kind of weird watching it because it was real dark, and just I saw some of those on YouTube before. I don't know, house shows. I want to see good house show matches. Like that's another DVD we could see. Like
Yeah. Well,
solid house show matches.
I mean, it's because they're all working the shit out. And sometimes by the time you've seen them, they've been running that same show for 2 months.
The same match, yeah.
But you haven't seen it because it's not televised.
Yeah.
So by the
So
time you
imagine
get to
if-
see it live, you're like, oh shit, this is a really good match.
Yeah.
It's because they've done it for 2 months.
Yeah, because that's their way of, like you said. Imagine if you see it, like you go to a house show and then you go to the SummerSlam that like culminates that match, and it's like
the
you're
exact
watching
same match.
Yeah, that would be kind of crazy. Seeing the
Yeah.
same. I'm sure the house ones are probably a little shorter, like the
Yeah.
main.
The longest match usually at the house shows are the tag matches.
Yeah.
They're usually about
Seems
30
to be.
minutes.
Jesus.
Yeah. Because I remember we saw it was the Primetime Players versus Kofi and R-Truth. It was a tag team title
okay.
match at a house show, and it was easily 30 minutes, but it was good.
Yeah. You can kind of test the waters on that. All right.
But the
Well, I
the
guess
main
that's-
event, you were talking about the casket spot. So at the
yes,
end, Mankind is telling Paul Bearer, because Paul Bearer knocked Shawn out with the urn after the match, and he's like, raise the casket, raise the casket. So he opens the lid, and Undertaker pops up, and they're like, whoa, where did he come from? And then they start doing things, and then the next month is Buried Alive. So
Who does Shawn face at Buried Alive? Let me look at that.
I think
I
that
thought
might have
he-
been one of those dark matches, actually.
Or he wasn't. Yeah, it is. Him and Goldust. That's the one you were talking
there we
about.
go.
Yep. Yeah, because that's Taker and Mankind in the first ever Buried Alive. That's right. And then Psycho Sid defeats Vader to become number one contender
Yeah.
for Survivor Series. Yeah. And then you got Hart and Bulldog against the Smoking Guns again. Stone Cold and Triple H opens the show in 15. Oh, that's right. That's
That's a
one.
good match. Yeah.
Yeah,
We'll have to do
there's
that
only
next month.
5 on this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, there's only 5 matches on Buried Alive, but they're longer, so that's why.
Yeah, we'll do that next month. Yeah, and it even says here, however, the Shawn Michaels versus Goldust match was included in the Attitude Era unreleased DVD and Blu-ray.
That's right. Okay, so I have that somewhere. Yeah. All right, cool. I like that. Oh, wait, I don't know if I have Attitude Era unreleased. I don't think I have that one. I only have Attitude Era Part 1 and 2 because I didn't buy Part 3.
Yeah, Shawn comes out with Sid. That's how he's on the show.
Okay. Yeah, and then here's Survivor Series is all 20-minute matches. Looks pretty good. Survivor Series 96. Oh man, Diesel and Razor, the fake Diesel and
Ugh.
Razor. I forgot that was around
Faux Diesel
still.
Razor. Yeah, they pop up on this for a minute.
Yeah, they beat up Savio. They knock
Because-
him out backstage.
The next night on Raw is when the fake ones are revealed.
Oh, so this is literally the introduction to the fake Diesel and Razor. Oh God, they should have never did that. That was so stupid.
No.
That was just not good. God,
the greatest storyline ever. I mean, it before they're unveiled and you see that it's clearly not them. It was great because everybody's thinking Scott Hall and Kevin Nash are coming back to the Fed.
Yeah, exactly.
That's great, but the reveal is not as good as the build.
So we only have one more Monday left in September. Do you want to do Unforgiven and not blow it on Fall Brawl? I mean, we can always come back to Fall Brawl another time.
Yeah,
I think I'd rather watch a good show.
yeah.
Or we can just watch a shitty one.
No.
I haven't seen Unforgiven 2000 in a long time.
Let's do Unforgiven 2000 because Fully Loaded
Okay.
2000 did really well for us, and the WCW
Okay.
ones haven't been doing as good. So
Everybody knows it. Like, they know we're just going to say it sucks. They're like,
Yeah, but it's
we'll just wait
fun.
for next week's. It is
no,
fun.
I'd rather watch a good show. I really would.
We'll do it. We'll do a rando sometime of Fall Brawl, like, or it's just, we'll do it sometime. But
Yeah.
we'll definitely continue the 2000. In October, we'll have to do the Halloween Havoc 2000, and then No Mercy 2000, and then Buried Alive. Those are
Yeah.
our three good
Yeah.
ones for that month. So
Yeah, I'm with you.
for some reason, we're on the 24-year-old streak, but that's all right. We got-
Whatever. But see, next
It's a
year
good
we
one.
can do 96 WCW. That'll be fun. 'Cause
we
that'll
get
be
96,
25.
and we get to do WWF 2001. We get
Oh,
to talk
yeah.
about wrestling. We'll have to revisit 17 for sure.
Mhm.
Like revisit it, because I think
Yeah.
we did it, but like I remember specifically it was 2000 or 2001. I wasn't really feeling it that day, like I was sick or something.
Yeah.
So there was a reason why I didn't like that one as much. Like, it wasn't the best performance. So anyways, yeah. So next week, Unforgiven 2000, because I think that's Unforgiven. It was 99 or 2000 when Unforgiven started, like, the 6-pack challenge.
Yeah.
For some reason, that became a thing at Unforgiven, like, for a while. It was 99, 2000, and then it started again in, like, the late 2000s, I think. They did the 6-pack challenge or whatever.
Let's look at the
Or
card.
it was a
real quick. I remember
5-way or
looking at the
something.
card and saying it was good.
Yeah.
Hang on a second.
Unforgiven 00, the year 2000.
It's from Philadelphia, so that goes with today's show.
Yeah. And the Eagles lost, so again, 0-2. Nice.
We got Right to Censor, APA, and the Dudley Boys. Taz versus Jerry the King Lawler. Steve Blackman in a hardcore battle royal
Oh,
for the hardcore championship.
this one don't look too bad, dude.
Jericho X-Pac. That'll be good. Hardy's and Edge and Christian in a cage. That'll be good.
Yeah,
Eddie and Rikishi.
be good.
Triple H versus Kurt Angle, no DQ with Mick Foley as
That'll be
special ref.
solid. Yeah.
And then a fatal four-way
Okay, it's
match. for the
Yeah, it's a
title.
4-way. That's right. So
Yeah,
I think
that'll
it was
be good.
I think it was 99. Let me look at that. I think it was 99 when they did because I remember Bulldog was in Unforgiven
Bulldog was in
99.
it when he had the jeans.
Yeah, the short. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay, that's a 6-pack challenge. And then I remember they brought back the whole 6-pack challenge thing in like it was like 07 and 08.
Yeah, it was
Unforgiven.
definitely 99 because Bulldog was in the jeans and SmackDown had just started.
Yeah, that was after
Yeah.
because he showed up on SmackDown.
Yeah.
I don't know why they associated, like, even in the later. Well, I know 08 for sure Unforgiven did it, but I don't know why, like, Unforgiven was like that.
Is that
was
the one
gimmick,
that Kendrick was in?
6-pack.
Is that way?
Yeah, he was
Okay.
in the World Heavyweight.
Yeah,
one,
and he won
I
it
think.
for
Yeah.
like 30 seconds.
Yeah,
But they
yeah,
don't
he
count
was-
it
was
because
the
he wasn't
champion.
the final champion.
Yeah, exactly.
That's kind of shitty. Give him his time.
Give him his 30 seconds, dude. He can put it on his resume. He can get booked.
for those good indie bookings.
All right. Well, it sounds like next week's show should be solid. Unforgiven 2000. Yeah, I think I'm gonna start watching match by match in the mornings or something, so I don't fucking do it at 10 o'clock at night on Sunday. And I'm like, oh, then I'm
I think
up
I
late
figured
and
it
all
out.
tired.
I think I figured it out. When we take a week off, the next show is just weird.
Yeah,
Like I think this was a weird show.
it was it was okay. It wasn't bad.
It wasn't our best, but there for a
No.
while we had a string of pretty solid shows because we were
I think
gotten
it-
in a rhythm.
Yeah, and there's just sometimes it's an off show. Sometimes
Yeah.
it's not good, not great.
But we're
But it's
getting it
not
out there
bad.
anyways.
Yeah, people listen. Check it out.
Check it
We'll
out.
keep up our 2000 streak. Unforgiven 2000 next week. to follow us at Heels and Quads on Twitter. Tweet us about the whatever you said earlier. What was it? You said to tweet us.
Who buys their phone outright?
Yeah,
Nothing to do with wrestling, but we want
tweet the wrestling podcast if you buy your phone outright.
I'm gonna put up a poll too for it.
Okay, yeah, do it. I'll vote. Patreon, join Patreon.
Please,
we'll get that going.
Patreon. I gotta pay my water bill after this, so if you want to help me pay my water bill, sign up for Patreon.
Yeah, I got electric bill this week, so
I'm just glad summer's over and my water bills went down because emptying that pool out and filling it back up was hurting me.
That's a lot of water. Yeah.
Yeah. So my water bill is about a third of what it was from June to August.
Yeah, so Patreon, join that. Be a friend. Be friendly. Be good to us. We'll be good to you. We'll drink with you. I'll drink too. Dude,
I'm ready. I'm ready right now. Well, not right now as we're recording this, but as you're watching this, I'm probably ready. But not tonight because I got work all day tomorrow. So.
Leave a review. Leave a review on wherever you listen to it at. We're now on Amazon, like Tommy said. FullyLoadedChew.com. Coupon code HeelPod10 at checkout saves you 10%. I got some excellent tobacco lists.
By the way.
Oh, yeah, sweet. I would like to try that.
I'll stop at the post office.
All right. Man Can Wine, coupon code Heels and Quads in all caps checkout gives you 25% off your order and free shipping.
Yeah.
And collarandelbowbrand.com, coupon code Heels and Quads, all caps checkout, 10% on your order. And then, of course, prowrestlingtees.com/Heels and Quads. You can buy our delicious merch over there and help support the show. Keep us going. Delicious, tasty, yummy. And, yeah, we'll talk to you guys next week with Unforgiven 00.
Also, before we head out, check out all the it's spooky season. We're getting there. I've already got an inflatable in the yard. I bought Tommy a Baby Yoda Halloween yard inflatable. I need to get another one. I'm
watching scary movies.
They've got a Slimer inflatable at Walmart that I want so bad from Ghostbusters. So I'm going to get that next. So check out all of the podcasts on the Slash and Cast Podcast Network, which we're a part of. We're the only wrestling show on there, but the rest all about horror. And it's the perfect time to find a horror podcast to watch. They watch movies, they talk about them, give you an idea of what you can be watching, old and new. And there's 14 or 15 different podcasts on there. So you're going to find one at least you like. So check them out, all those guys and girls.
Let me bring that up real quick. I'm going to name them off.
Okay, yeah, name them off.
Look that up. Slash and Cast Podcast Network. Let me give you a little rundown of all the shows you can get on the Slash and Cast Podcast Network. Hey, is our logo on there? I don't see it.
We're like in the middle.
Oh, there it is. Yeah. Okay. So Slash and Cast Podcast Network. You got Make Every Death Count, the Silver Screen Scream Show, Slasher Cast, The Lane Shift, where things get freaky, and an ad pops up on my screen, where things get freaky and geeky, The Scream Queens, Bloody Date Night, Dead in Santa Carla. I like that one because that's a reference to The Lost Boys, one of my favorite vampire movies. Eroticosaurus, the Heels and Quads Wrestling Podcast. Those guys are fucking idiots.
Fucking marks.
A Little Mad Podcast. Frightful Failures Podcast. We watched a movie. Our boys, Mike and Jay, brought us over. Just Like the Movies.
That's Mike and his wife that do that show.
Oh, okay.
They literally, it's like a watch along every show. It's pretty cool. They just did They Live not too long ago with Roddy Piper.
Oh, nice. We Came From Beneath the Sea. So Horrified. Crystal Lake Soldiers Podcast. I'm going to have to listen to that one. I'm going to have to listen to all these because I need some new horror movies. Kill the Dead. Punk Rock Horror Podcast. I like that. I'm probably going to check that out. Haunters Podcast. 3B. Is that 3B Deep Cut Podcast? The Conjecturing. I like that. And the C-Files. So, yeah, you got a lot of podcasts to listen to. 5, 10, 15, 20, 21, 22.
Yeah.
That's a lot of podcasts on the Slash and Cast Network.
And the easiest way to do it is you can go to slashandcast.net, click the little arrow in the top left, and it takes you to where it says Podcast Network. Click on that. you can go through all the shows, and we have widgets for each individual show where you can find all the episodes. So if you're just on your web browser, it's a little easier to do it that way. If not, just find them on Apple Podcasts, Amazon, Google Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere you get your podcast, wherever you listen to us, they will be there as well.
So yeah, check them all out. Shout out to all those guys. Thanks for letting us be a part of the Slash and Cast Network. We will talk about horror movies, of course, near Halloween. We always do. We got to do some horror
tonight
talk.
I'm gonna check out Halloween 5 because I watched 4 last week, so I'm gonna watch Halloween 5 tonight.
Last night I watched some movie called The Black Coat's Daughter on Netflix, and it was all right. I've been trying to find stuff, and then the night before I watched Session 9.
See,
a lot of the Netflix stuff is like B-ish.
Yeah, I don't watch new horror movies. I like the classics.
Oh,
Usually
yeah,
I stick with Halloween because that's my go-to. But
I'm gonna watch.
I want to buy the Friday the 13th set.
I do too, because that's the one I don't have. I
Nightmare
don't have Chucky
too.
either, but
And
yeah,
Chucky sucks. Fuck
Chucky's all right.
He's a
Chucky's,
little
the
piece
first
of
3
shit.
are all right. I have
hate
the
that
Jason
little
one.
motherfucker.
I have all the Halloweens, but not in a box set, just spread out like different ones. And then I have, those are the 2 collections I have. And then I got to watch Day of the Dead, Return of the Living Dead.
You have the Halloween collection?
I do, but it's not the collection. It's like they're all like I have the DVD, the Blu-ray, the DVD. Like it's all kind of spread out. But I have.
You gotta
I
get the
have
Blu-ray
all-
set, dude. It's awesome.
I know. I want it. I want it really bad. But I got to get the Freddy one too, though, because we don't always watch the Freddy ones, and this year I want to go through all of them. So
Well, we can do this year for Halloween. Let's do a Freddy because last year we did it. It was pretty Halloween heavy. So this year we could do Nightmare on Elm Street.
we could talk some Nightmare on Elm Street. Yeah, we could do that. That's cool. All right. Well, we got to go. You guys got to listen. So we'll talk to you next week with Unforgiven 2000, Unforgiven 00. Be sure to tell your friends.
Tell your enemies.
And we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.